Hello, fam. How's everybody doing out there? Today is the 18th of August, 2026. And I'm feeling a little frisky. All right, jokes aside. I wanted to share this download that I've had for a while now, and I didn't know if I wanted to share it or not because I kind of was in a selfish mood. But I don't know, maybe someone needs to hear it, right? Because I woke up this morning and it was on my mind. It's the idea that we read books, we take classes, and then we follow the guide verbatim. We don't use our own knowing, so to speak, to understand what the message is relaying to us in the moment. For instance, I love the Bible. I love the Bhagavad Gita. I love the Dead Sea Scroll. I love all of these ancient books, right? But I don't now, of course. Before, I was one of these people that would follow word for word. But now I understand that these are guideline for the time that was written. And what I've noticed is that the books that I'm reading today, that for the most part have been written in this century, they're all saying the same thing almost. And what I'm finding for myself is that we're told not to think this way, this critical thinking, but we are told to listen to someone else that is doing the critical thinking, right? And everything does not mean the same thing for everyone because we're individual, right? We're individual having a collective experience. But we're told not to think as individual, that we must think as a collective. And I think this is where a lot of the mishaps happen, because first you have to be an individual in order to know what may or may not work for you, so that when you see it in the world, you can gravitate towards what works for you, and the things that does not work for you, you can just put it aside for someone else to pick up, right? But we're not taught that. We are taught to collect everything. And the one thing I'm noticing, especially in this time, because now I have the time to be still, to be in my own awareness. And I think I'm at an age now where I don't ascribe to people that are trying to just control me, so to speak, because I've been there for so long, and I know what that looks like. I know what it feels like. I know what it tastes like. And I just close the door to that as best as I can when I'm aware of it, right? But we're not taught critical thinking. We're not taught to see things that's going to benefit us. And one of the most beautiful things that I think that has happened over the past maybe 500 years is the way words are used to manipulate, the way words are changing the narrative that is to suit whomever it is who is trying to steer the boat, so to speak. I'm noticing things that are not socially acceptable has a language, and you have to know, because there are words that are in place that means the very same thing for the thing that is not acceptable, but because the language has been changed, the exact same thing that is not socially acceptable because of a certain language is now acceptable in the new wording. And it's structured in such a beautiful way that if you cannot understand who you are and understand the point in you that brings discomfort, you won't be able to see it. And even if someone were to say it to you, you would not believe it, because it's something that we're never meant to see in this dispensation of the play that's happening all over the world. And it's happening, right? And there's nothing worse than someone with no magic telling someone with magic that they have no magic, because they're siphoning that person's magic. They're using it unbeknownst to the magical person, right? So to speak. And when you pick up on it and you say, what is going on? And they make you feel as if they're not doing anything wrong, but you're the one that's making shit up. I think they call that gaslighting now. I'm not sure. But it's your truth. They know, but they're trying to tell you that it's all made up, right? And I'm noticing that now, and it's so prevalent. And I think for the next several years, it's even going to be more intensified, more increased, because there are a lot of people that are not submitting to this shift, this awakening that is happening in self-knowing, that I guess what Dolores Cannon called them NPCs, and some people call them zombies. There's many different ways, but I think those terms are just meant to make people feel inferior, when that's not the case. It's just that we've been given things since we were children, and now that we're at a point that we're supposed to awaken or create with the talents that we've been given, they're suppressed, because the only way someone else can use it is for us to allow it, right? And so our talents are being suppressed, and we're giving it away unknowingly, because we were made to feel unworthy of who we are. But if we are a child of the living God, then we know we can do all things, right? Because God is all, right? And we are different representation of that oneness. And I just wanted to share that because I'm noticing that more and more, and it used to happen to me a lot. And yeah, there's a lot to um, organize, so to speak. I don't even know what to say anymore. But it looks like, especially when you're coming into this awakening, you feel like, oh my God, I'm so defeated. I don't understand. I'm seeing this. I know this for myself. But when I speak, people are saying that there's something wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. Just be still and don't give up, right? Because, I mean, that is kind of the goal for most people who wants to cipher that energy, because they want that recycling to take place prematurely, right? So then, if you're one of these people that believe in reincarnation, when you do certain things to yourself and you reincarnate prematurely, what happens is the level of self awareness that you reincarnate with is the same level of awareness that you left with. So you bring in a fresh cycle of energy for people to cipher on. So just be patient with yourself. Don't get caught up to be caught up. Be okay with silence. Be okay with stillness. Be okay with being your own entertainment. Talk to yourself. Communicate. It's okay. You don't have to do it in public. Do it in your home. Do it in your car. Do it when you're walking alone. Exercise that muscle, because beautiful things are happening. And this is a great time to be alive, regardless of all the noise and scatter that's going on everywhere. It's incredible, but you have to be able to see it, and you have to be able to ask for help if you're going through these changes that you may not understand. You have to invest in yourself, because no one is coming to save you. You've been given the tools to do that. But sometimes we need guidance, because we can have the key, but if we don't know how to use it, if we don't know the location of the door, we can't use the key, right? And there's some of us out here that made ourselves crazy for years trying to figure out how to decode certain things. So reach out. Reach out. There's someone that can stand by you and hold space for you whilst you become the best version in this life that you're meant to be. Please don't give up, because we need you. We need what you have to offer. I love you guys. Until next time.